Oh, is she? Okay.
We'll call this public hearing to order. This is for the fiscal year 2027 proposed secondary six-year plan. I think we've got a representative from VDOT here to kind of go over that with us.
Good evening. I'm Joey Mullins. I'm the Assistant Resident Engineer and Acting Residency Administrator for VDOT and the Wise Residency. The board has tonight before them the proposed secondary six-year plan. Each year we work with the county this time of year to do the updates for the funding that's available, and those funds typically consist they do consist of the TELFE funds and the district grant unpaved roads funding. So each year you'll see in the plan that there's approximately $31,653 is what's projected for the TELFE funds. And then the district grant funding program, unpaved roads, is about a little over $90,000 for the next 3 years, and then it goes down to $60,000 in the fiscal year 30, 31, and 32 is what's shown in the budget for that. And that's the way the unpaved roads are divvied out according to how many unpaved road miles there are in each county. Dixon County's been fortunate to, over the years, allocate a good portion of their coal severance tax funding to be able to pave a lot of the roads in our system. So there's really not that many unpaved roads in VDOT state system in Dixon County right now. So on the plan, you'll see the first one that it's the Route 649 intersection improvements. That's actually a completed project. So they're the final closeout of it. It just hasn't shown up to get that off of the books. It's all completed and everything's finalized. I reckon it's just not been removed from the plan yet. So that one still shows up, but there's really no action to be done with that or no funding being allocated. The next two are unpaved road projects. And that's Little Caney Ridge, Route 644, and Lockhart Loop Road, Route 707. And those are the same two roads that were in the previous year's plan. This just continues to accumulate the funding until there's enough to do the project for each of those. And then the last ones on the plan are the Countywide Transportation Services, UPC. Those funds, that's what all the TELFE funding is allocated to, and those can be utilized for VDOT to perform state services. So say there's a road that the county would like to maybe patch. It's a small project that could be done by state forces. Then we have the ability to work with the county on those specific needs, utilizing those projects to kind of meet those for roads that are in the state system already. And the only, I guess, kind of bigger change for this year from last year, previously we had the rural additions UPC project that was in the plan. There was a clarification in what those TELFE funds could be utilized for, and because of that, the rural addition projects were determined to not be eligible to use TELFE funding. So instead of those going onto that UPC, the balance that was on it, we've moved onto the Transportation Services UPC instead. And that's what those, it'll show up as three different projects, but they run in basically three contiguous years. They'll close that out and roll those funds into the next project with those. And that basically covers all that, unless there's any specific questions from the board regarding what's on the plan.
Anybody have any questions?
Well, I always have questions.
Of course you do.
So Joey, you show that's that place up there on County Ridge where I spent $1 million on that intersection there, the first one?
That's the, I think it's Rush Creek Road, that project it's already been completed.
Yeah.
Like I said, it still shows up until they fully get it closed out and off of our system. That's
Can you
why it
ask
shows
me
up.
why they chose that?
I mean, that was way before my time on whenever they chose it.
I mean, it's unbelievable they chose that place to put such a big, spend $1 million on, when I know people tell me that I've been up and down Rush Creek Road a lot. And in my job, there's very seldom any traffic up and down that road.
Yeah, and I believe it was a revenue sharing project, and that's something, every 2 years, there's opportunity for the board to apply for those if there
So
are
how much of
projects.
the use, is $1 million, how much of the did you say coal severance?
Yeah, that one was utilized coal severance and revenue sharing, I believe. Yeah,
Who makes that decision?
the board does.
What board?
You.
I didn't make that decision. He knows I voiced my opposition to it, but it's too late now. It's already done. But that was a poor choice, in my opinion, to pave something where there's not much traffic. And I live on County Ridge. I don't live that far up. But I can go up there, and I bet you I can sit from the morning till the evening, there won't be 4 or 5 cars coming out of that road, if there are that many. And I'm not jumping on you, Joey. I'm just saying that's just a poor waste of money. Then you're going to go up here at Little Caney. You're going to blade, ditch, and surface treat? What's surface treat mean?
That was how the project was set up. It'll be paved is what it will be. All of our rural rustics, moving forward, we pave those. It used to be that they would do surface treatment. But it's commonly that we pave them now.
That's out, that's farther up on the ridge.
Yeah, this would be starting at the section.
Left-handed.
Well, I don't know why
It's-
they chose 2 places on County Ridge to
So the ones that are eligible for the unpaved grant funding is based on whether there's 50 vehicles per day or not. And that was in the last review that we did of those roads, that was the one that the board had chosen to go with, based
must
on
have been
the
asleep somewhere. What about
unpaved
this
roads.
Lockard Loop? That's out here, right?
yes.
What are you gonna pave something out there?
There is an unpaved section of roadway there
Where?
on Lockhart Loop.
Where, Laura? I don't know of any unpaved section out
Yeah,
there.
there's one, it's in a little curve that
Are you
goes off
talk-
right-handed.
You talking
I
about where
think.
Bobby Kern Stanley lives? You gonna pave out through there?
Yeah, portion of that.
Yeah, that
A
was
portion of
added
that,
to,
like 3
that was
houses
either
out there?
last year or the year before, I believe it was added to the plan.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful for that. I talked to someone the other day from your office, and they said that they were finished paving in Dickinson County. Is that true?
I'm sorry?
That they had done all the paving they were going to do in Dickinson County this year?
On the paving schedule?
Well,
Or, yeah, I mean, I would have to check and see. I'm not completely sure on what the full status of I know they've done part of the secondary routes. I think they still have some primary routes that are yet to be
they
done on the
patched
paving
some. I
schedule.
noticed they patched some in 83 that are
yeah.
out going to Clintwood. And then I asked them about Pound River down there where they had that big slide, that cost $2 million to fix.
Yeah.
And it's just a dirt road now, really, where they go. I'm sure they're going to pave that.
Yeah, they're paving that back. That's part of it's a AML project that the Department of Energy had done. We issued them a land use permit for the work, but yeah, they have to restore the roadway surface before they're done.
Of course, I asked for paving from there all the way down to, it needs that road's in bad shape. It needs paving all the way there down to where you cut up Cutter Creek, all the way when you paved. But I don't know, they spent, those rocks they brought in there is huge. But I hope it holds back that mountain, is all I can say. But I had a dumpster, we have a dumpster down there. And I was told to leave the dumpster because they were gonna pave. So we'll leave is that all right, Larry, to leave that dumpster there? Because that is road sort of, but it is passable. I mean, I went, but, so you don't know if they're gonna pave anymore.
As far as the VDOT roads, I believe there's still the primary routes, like Route 83, you mentioned that they were patching on. That was work we were doing ahead of the paving schedule to kind of level out some of the areas where it needed before they come through and do their mill and overlay course to
I do
fully
want to thank
pave
you
it.
for, you paved, up where you paved Whispering Pines out on 72, and also you paved up to Snowball Hollow, which I'm very thankful for that, because that needed to be done. Thank you for that. And I do hope you all will clean some ditch lines out this year.
Yep, we're trying our best right now. We're doing mowing for the first cycle mowing. We had to do with state forces on the primaries, but then the second cycle we should be resuming that with contract forces and hopefully free up our guys to do a little more ditching work and things like that too.
That's all the questions I have.
Ms. Kaiser?
No, I was just looking at this, on the bottom of in those sections, it says fiscal year 27, 28, 29. Is that the amount of money that's going to be allotted per year? Per
Correct.
fiscal year in order to finish those? So even though they may be on the plan, they still need that much money per year to finish it?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So
So it's not like
when,
it may get done this year?
Yeah, and when we project the funding on these, or we do the estimates, we try to factor in some level of inflation. So that's why, the numbers might seem kind of larger than what it would be expected, but we're trying to project those into the future 4 years or 6 years, depending on when it's coming into the plan. So we're doing that, making sure that when we get there, there's enough money to do the project. So.
Are there any other projects that will come on in 27 when one of these gets bumped off, or is that something that we request to try to get on?
So for next year, if all of these are fully funded, then we could add additional ones if the board chooses to get another one added onto the plan. Yeah, for this year, there was only and like I said, it's basically for unpaved roads, you're looking at about 65,000 a year in these out years that are coming into the fund or are available to add projects.
We don't have any unpaved in
There's
this
not
county, which
there's
is
not that
good.
many.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
couple.
you got
I
one.
got one out Bear Ridge up off of Ailey Road, and
And I think we had looked at that one before, and I believe the traffic count wasn't high enough for it to qualify. It has to have at least 50 vehicles per day, and the last traffic count on it didn't meet that. Was why it wasn't eligible. Yeah.
can it be relooked at another round or anything?
Yeah.
So you're basically, Joey, you're in charge at Wise, right?
Right now, I'm filling in for Alan while he's out. Yeah.
Somebody asked me once about changing the lanes coming up from Fremont up Four-Way Hill to pass going up versus passing coming down. And I was trying to recollect that they said that would be a good time to do it is when it was repaved. And is that sort of on the schedule for 26, 27 range?
I don't believe that one's on this year's.
Okay.
I can check and make sure to see for certain, but yes, you're correct. It would be, if that's desired to be a change to be made, that would be the time to do it. That way they'll mill up the existing markings, repave it, and put down new that would reflect that.
That would reverse it, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've really discussed that or anything, and that may be something to discuss in co-road, but I've had a few, not a whole lot, but I've had a few to request that try to change that, to pass coming down. I mean, pass going up instead of coming down.
Yeah, I've heard of it being mentioned a few times recently.
Yeah.
They're working on that now, and I mean, I had a time pulling out this evening, because they're having the 8th grade graduation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was hard to pull out. Some people have requested, you got the barrels on the left, when you come off Candy Ridge and you go left, sometimes it's hard to see cars coming up 83 East.
Okay, yeah.
They could be, if they could move them back a little bit, but that's projected to be finished in October, is that right?
That's my understanding, yes, yeah.
I just wish VDOT had more employees. I wish Richmond would allow the Department of Transportation to have some more employees like they used to have, to be able to get more stuff accomplished. And I'm sure to accomplish more, we gotta have more money into the fund, into the road fund, you know, through the county. But there's just so many roads that are broke off and potholes that are terrible, that they're just, there's a lot of little stuff in addition to the main roads, you know. We all gotta travel side roads to get to those main roads, that it would be nice to try to see something accomplished on some of those side roads.
Yeah, and I always kind of reiterate this, but anytime that there is, like, if you have a pothole, any citizen can call 1-800-4-ROAD, report that. That gets it on our area headquarters work list, and we do follow up on it, so.
Why don't you give that number again?
It's 1-800-4-ROAD, FOR.
Any citizen can
Yep.
call for a
Yes.
pothole?
Mhm.
Yeah, I've
Go to
called
MyVDOT.
before. Huh?
Go to myvdot.com.
Well, I've got it on my phone, I've called before, and, I've asked for some trees to be cut. But so far, I don't think anything's been done. There's some out here on Snowball Hollow, not Snowball Hollow, but, Powerhouse Hollow in Clintwood there.
Okay,
There's a couple of trees hanging over the road that if they fall, it could possibly hurt somebody.
I can note
But
that.
I did call but I haven't received anything or done anything.
Any more questions? I think we need to take a public comment period with this.
We do.
Yeah, and I can step down and let anybody else who wants to speak before.
Appreciate you, Joey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joey.
So at this time, we'll take, I should mention, we've got a couple board members absent today for various issues. So we still got 3 of us here for a quorum.
Correct.
But we'll take public comment on the proposed secondary 6-year plan. So anybody wants to comment on that?
And call.
Welcome to come up to the podium, or you can call at 276-333-0357.
I guess nobody's calling, we'll make a motion to adjourn this. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
To close session.
You can close, the chair can close it, or.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Either one.
What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, we got any calls? Okay, so we're running a little bit behind, so we'll close this public comment and move on. We have to-
Take a motion for adjournment, and then we'll.
Okay, now we need a motion for adjournment.
I'll make that motion, sir.
We have a
I'll-
second.
And I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Uh,
Any opposed? Now we open up the second public hearing. Sand Lake polling location.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the board. For the public, I will share a little bit of history on this. Of course, last year at November's election, the Hayside Colley precinct voted at the former Hayside Town Hall. And of course, that structure was purchased by the Corps of Engineers and was not available for the special election in April. So our registrar did an emergency move to the Hayside Municipal Building, and of course, they used that for the April election. And, you know, of course, Mr. Thacker was unable to be here tonight, that being his district, but he said he had several people had said the building was difficult to get into. The ramp is rather lengthy, you know, some disabled individuals, and then there's a lot of steps getting in. So we were looking at and originally we were going to go to the Trail Center, the new Hayside Russell Fork Trail Center building. It's the former theater building located on 256 Main Street in Hayside, because the voting will occur on the second floor and there is an elevator there. So we think that'll be a little easier access than all the stairs. It's laid out a little better too for curbside voting. There'll be curbside voting there as well, that they can pull into the vacant lot where the law office was and do the curbside voting there. So basically, you know, we're just doing our public hearing to take any comment that the public may have about this move, this proposed move, so.
Thank you, Mr. Barton. So at this time, we'll open it up for public comment. Anybody would like to make a comment on the Sand Lake polling location? You can call in at 276-333-0357.
Well, they've moved them around so much, they don't know where to go vote, do they?
It's very unfortunate. Every year, every election, it seems like they've been moved, you know, due to flooding and buildings no longer being available, so.
What do you think, Nathan? Huh? Karen, you always got words to say. I said, what do you think about moving it to there?
Today.
Well, it's just a little while ago.
Okay, no, I
So,
haven't looked, so.
I'll forward you the quote. Kind of here.
Okay.
If you didn't get it, message me tomorrow and I'll resend it. Or I'll copy it off.
Okay.
For those that just walked in, got a public hearing open for Sand Lake polling location. Got a public comment period going on. If anybody would like to make a comment about the Sand Lake polling location.
I'd say we're about running out of locations, aren't we? For accessibility and parking
Accessibility.
for both.
It is.
They park in that lot where that Allison Moses law office was?
The thought with that would be for handicap parking and curbside voting, to use that for those
That's a little bit-
purposes.
Not much parking there, are there?
No, they'd have to park across the road to walk across to the theater building, where they would have to park, so.
Could they put up some cones for that day to make a crosswalk there about people slowing down for it?
The thought, something we could look at, talk to the sheriff's office about what we could do, so.
Yeah. I mean, something to bring
Bring
highlight,
attention to it, that,
to sort of highlight off a walkway across through there that day.
right.
Any calls there? All right. Don't see any public comment from that one, so we will close the public comment, and we'll need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye as well. Any opposed? One more public hearing. We'll call this one to order. This is the public hearing about the ordinance to pay a bonus. Mr. Barton, you have the.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Again, the General Assembly passed legislation this spring providing a one-time 2% bonus to all compensation board employees in the current FY26 budget this year that's to be paid in June of 2026. And of course, anytime that a locality pays a bonus to its employees, the Code of Virginia requires an ordinance be adopted giving that authority for that payment. So we're here today just to get, we have an ordinance before you which allows the payment of the bonus, and the ordinance shall become effective on 12:01 a.m. June the 1st of 2026, and it shall terminate June 30th, 2026. So this would be, what would allow you to pay the bonus if the board so elects to do so.
So we'll open up the floor for public comment on the ordinance to pay a bonus. If anybody would like to make a comment on that, come up to the podium. Or,
Mr. Chair, Shelby's on the phone now.
all right. Can you hear us, Miss Willis?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes. Hear you well.
All right, thank you. I'll try to mute it. It gets noisy in here.
So we need,
Oh, no, go ahead.
She can listen in. We'll do a formal motion for her to participate whenever we start the regular meeting.
okay. Back to public comment. 276-333-0357, if anybody would like to make a public comment on the ordinance to pay a bonus.
It's just a one-time, I hope people understand it's not a raise, it's just a bonus.
Right, and we wouldn't be doing it had the state not
Yeah, the
passed that,
state.
providing the funding for the comp board employees in order to do that, so.
The money's not coming out of our general fund
Well, ordinance is just to allow that,
to
so.
allow it.
Oh, we. All right, I don't think we're gonna have any public comments, so we'll close public comment period for that. Ordinance to pay bonus. Any other comments by the board? If not, we'll get a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion. There's 2 minutes till 6, or 1 minute rather.
I'll second
Thank you. All in favor, say
Taking
aye.
our,
Aye.
As well, any opposed?
We couldn't do this if there weren't 3 of us here.
and we're sorry for the 2, got sickness. And
All right, we got a few seconds here before the next one.
Just call to order, then recess.
Call this meeting to order on May 26, 26. And
Mr. Chair, what we'll do, we've had a situation come up, we've only got a physical quorum of 3 present right now. Ms. Willis is going to be participating by phone. We'll be adopting a resolution so she can participate by phone. But what we'll need to do is we'll need to recess our meeting until 6:45, till Ms. Kaiser can take care of a personal issue, and then come back so that we have our physical quorum present, and then we'll continue our meeting at 6:45 if someone wouldn't care to make a motion to recess until 6:45.
Right now, make that motion?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. All in favor? Say aye.
Uh,
Aye as well. Any opposed? So we're in recess until 6:45.
I appreciate the